This is Western Mass News on Fox 6.
Local restaurants getting started with the now permanent Cocktails to Go initiative here in the Bay State. Welcome to Western Mass News 11 at 11 on this Friday. I'm Chris Pisano. Western Mass News reporter Matt Price stopped by a popular Mexican restaurant in Chicopee, and he's live in studio with more. Matt?
After it was temporary to help businesses during the pandemic, the Cocktails to Go option is back in Western Mass. And that's making restaurants like Frontera Grill and its customers excited, especially with the holiday weekend in full swing. Live music and energy could be heard and seen inside and outside of Frontera Grill, kicking off the weekend-long celebration commemorating Mexico's victory over France in the Battle of Puebla on May 5th, 1862, otherwise known as Cinco de Mayo. That also includes enjoying some fine Mexican cuisine and maybe some good cocktails.
I would actually like mango margaritas. They go really well.
I really like martinis, espresso martinis, lemon drops, specialty martinis.
Unless you have the right mixes at home, you'd normally have those kinds of drinks at bars and restaurants. Until now. As of this weekend, you can order up to 64 ounces of cocktails to go with the purchase of a meal, something Frontera Grill's owner, Federico Mendiola, is excited about.
It brings a lot of revenue for the state, for the communities, and I think overall it's good for people because we know how to do it the legal way, the responsible way with sealed bottles, and a lot of people are just now, they feel like it's a new normal.
This measure was temporary in the Bay State beginning in 2020 when the pandemic was in its full force, allowing residents to get some revenue until it expired early last month. On Thursday, though, Cocktails to Go became permanent after Governor Maura Healey signed a supplemental budget bill. Alexander Rodriguez, a patron from Holyoke, tells Western Mass News he took advantage of the measure back then to order his mango margaritas and thinks this will be beneficial for everyone in the long run.
People will actually get more advantage of getting the alcohol beverages, and also for the customers, and the business will make their money, and it actually helps out, actually.
Christine Strauss of Wilbraham agrees and also says this is good timing before the main holiday.
Perfect. Perfect. Muy bien.
And after strong business for the holiday last year, Mendiola says this will provide a boost this time around.
I think they saw the numbers, and I think we're positive. So now they let us do it because they know we can do it in a responsible way.
Now, a couple of key notes here. Unlike during the pandemic, restaurants can no longer sell wine and beer for consumption off-premise. Now, as I mentioned, the Cocktails to Go can only be ordered with the purchase of a meal. They also have to be in a sealed bottle and transported in a vehicle's trunk or part of the vehicle that is not considered the passenger area. Reporting live in the studio, Matt Price, Western Mass News.